I'm very proud to support this bill, which would make crucial changes to addressing backlogs in the employment and family-based immigration systems. I think I'm sitting here today as one of the very few members of Congress who has actually been on an H-1B visa, came to the United States from India at 16 by myself. Took me 17 years on an alphabet soup of visas until I finally became a US citizen. And although processing times to transition to permanent resident status from an H-1B back then were not nearly as bad as they are now, I was not able to secure my green card through an H-1B. I secured it through marriage to my US citizen husband. And this is a longer story for another time, but that wasn't easy either. It's been 14 years since Representative Lofgren introduced the first iteration of the EAGLE Act. And since then, the green card backlog has just worsened. Today, an estimated 1 million people are waiting for an employment-based green card, and 4 million are waiting for a family-based green card. And an estimated 1.6 million people in the family backlog and 200,000 people in the employment backlog will die before they ever receive green cards. These backlogs hurt both the people and their families who are left in limbo, as well as US competitiveness. The H-1B visa was created to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations, to bring, quote, the best and the brightest to work here. For the H-1B visa holders who want to stay, a green card is the next step. And without it, people remain tied to an employer and are often limited in their ability to bring their full talents to the United States. Further, waiting decades for permanent residency, I know this for a fact, creates uncertainty and can hurt people's livelihoods in the United States. A few months ago in a hearing, we heard from Dr. Kura, a nephrologist at the Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, who has dedicated his career to serving people in an area of rural Mississippi with a severe doctor shortage. After waiting for over a decade for his green card, he invested his own money to open an urgent care clinic in his community. This was impossible previously because H-1B holders are not permitted to own a business. Dr. Kura's story is one of a million, and we are fortunate that it is an American story because Dr. Kura did contemplate moving to Canada, which would have offered him a roadmap to citizenship much more quickly. But we can't afford to assume that others will make the same choices that Dr. Kura did. And that's why it's so important that we advance the EAGLE Act today to address the discriminatory 7% per country cap, which creates, as Chair Lofgren said, lengthy backlogs for people coming from particular countries, such as India and China, who wait decades before receiving green cards. The bill also offers benefits for those on H-1B status and the families of green card holders, and it includes provisions to ensure that employers pay the actual wages for that job as they would a similar job with similar duties. It also increases the per capita limit on family-sponsored visas from 7% to 15%, making it easier for families to reunite. The last thing I want to say is I've heard a lot from the other side about all the people who are coming here without documentation, all the people that are coming to the borders. What I would say to you is that the United States over the last several decades has taken away more and more legal pathways for people to come to this country, or they've made it impossible. As the chairwoman said, if you have to wait 100 years to get your visa approved or your green card status approved, then that's not really a legitimate pathway. And so what we have to understand is we need a system that functions with legal pathways for people to come to this country and to actually be able to know that they're going to get those applications processed in their lifetime, in their children's lifetime, before their children age out. Because once you age out, you move to a different category, which then truly becomes impossible if you're a child. So I just think it's important, if you're so concerned about people who are here without documented status, then give us legal pathways. And this is one of those very important legal pathways that can be and should be provided. And I thank the Chairwoman Lofgren, for all of her work on this issue. I'm proud to support this act, and I yield.